Bwana siku njema. Hello, good morning. Good morning. Zima background haraka.
Hello.
Yes.
Good morning. This is Nesbit.
This is who?
Nesbit.
Nesbit, haraka Masamba.
And I'm calling to ask the governor, is he vying for president coming 2022?
That is a possibility, my friend. It is a possibility. Lakini nisiseme sahi itafurahisha na ikasirisha wengine.
Kenyans of goodwill want you to vie. I'm one of them.
Noted.
Thank you, sir. Lakini hawa Kenya na kwanga na umechocha Kitui mpaka Kitui ameacha kazi. Hii Kenya ukiambiwa na presidency unaenda na
unajua shida bitoke. Mtu akiwacha kazi ndio akuwe president. Na huoni chances ya kukua president. You know some of these things. Wakenya saa ingine wanaamuka wakifikiria kuna miracle itafanyika. You cannot just be president. Unajua? Lazima uwe na dalili. Kama saa hii watu tunajua wana uwezo wa kuwa president saa hii. Saa hii. Kusema ukweli. Saa hii ni wawili. Saa huu.
Only two.
Unaweza sema hapa inawezekana. Mheshimiwa Raila Odinga, Mheshimiwa William Ruto. Saa hii. Sasa wale unaanza kunipanga ati nisimame mpaka na mimi nianze kujijenga. Unasikia? Nianze kufika kiwango to convince me na wengine kuwa inawezekana. And I'm telling you 1 year 8 months in politics is a very long time. Inawezekana ikifike April usikie Kabogo tosha. Yes.
Kabogo.
And I will never let my countrymen and women down. And I'll die to serve this
I know that. And you know, the reason why I can actually vote for you, you know, I like the way you protect your friendships. Me and you have been friends for a very long time.
Yes.
And you've always honored our friendship. Time. I mean, ujai ruko ukasema hapana jamaa si rafiki yangu. You've always been there.
Nimekwambia Sonko ni rafiki yangu.
Nimekwambia hata unyo umesema
kama kuna mtu anaweza kunifuata kwa sababu mimi ni rafiki yake, anifuate na mapema.
Good morning.
This is my friend.
Habari asubuhi. Haraka.
Habari yako Boti?
Salama boss.
Salama. Mimi nasalimia mkubwa kidogo. Munya from Thika.
Yes, Munya.
Sasa mimi nakumbuka bwana Kabogo Thika level 5 hospital.
Naam.
Na swali yangu ni moja tu. When mheshimiwa will start engaging with mwananchi? Yes, mikutano, you do forums like youth forums na watu wa Western forums na watu wa Northern Kenya. You know? We want to meet up with him.
Tunataka kumuona.
Yeah, tunataka see mimi personally lakini as youth he has a lot for this nation.
Lakini kuuliza ndugu, wewe ni mpiga kura huko Kiambu huko Thika, si ndio?
Kweli kabisa.
Ulipiga wapi kura 2017?
2017? Situlivotia
okay. Sawa.
Lakini ikakosa kutosha
Ikakosa kutosha.
Ama ni algorithm ilifanya kazi. Unajua algorithm?
Bora nayo ikakuwa mingi. Unajua tulifocus kwanza na ile ya huko juu.
Ndugu pole, wacha tutajipanga.
Engage with mwananchi mkubwa. We shall appreciate.
Naam,
right.
Kwa ofisi yako tunakuja kidogo.
We have a few questions that are pending there.
Yeah, tuko na maswali hapa zimekwama. Haya, asante sana ndugu yangu, kuwa na siku njema.
Okay, sawa.
Haya, tutafunga simu kwa dakika nyingine 15. Acha niruhusu nichukue moja tu. Hello, good morning. Good morning.
Very quickly. This is QS Mwangi, yeah?
Yes, QS Mwangi. Jambo, habari ya leo?
Mzuri sana.
Finally nashukuru kukuona.
I've been following you up. Mine is to appreciate for the good work. And I could appreciate mheshimiwa for stating it to the point. Shukrani sana, nimeshukuru.
Naam, nashukuru pia.
Asante sana. Kuna watu pia wa diaspora, they are guys from diaspora,
yes,
ambao wanataka kuchangia. So wacha niangalie itakuwaje. The guys from diaspora want to have a conversation with you. Wanasema kwamba wakati watu wa diaspora walikuwa na kanyagwa sana, ulikuwa now they would want to contribute to the conversation, so I'll let you answer that. I'll allow you to pick up the questions, but when the call comes in, you'll allow me to disrupt you.
Correct.
You get the diaspora voice.
Yes.
All right, so they are going to call in shortly. So let's start with reports. In Kenya, we need one report to implement another report.
We cannot generally call anything that is called a report comparative. You cannot compare every one of them. Ndungu report is about land use, misuse, allocations, and all those things. I do agree with many Kenyans who think that these reports should not be gathering dust in shelves, and they should be implemented. And if you refer to just Ndungu report itself, it talks about public land that was grabbed, even forests. I do not understand why the last 20 years Ndungu report has not been implemented. Because forests are water towers. Yeah. That's why when you saw people move from Mau Forest, all the lakes on that region, along that area, are filled to capacity today. Yeah. You understand?
Yes.
But remember, it is government that allowed people to enter into forests. You remember the Moi, what did you call them? T-zones.
The T-zones, the Nyayo T-zones.
There were buffers for forests. And that was a great idea. Why were they not protected for some time until people entered into forests? Government should be able to remove people in a humane manner. You understand? And protect our forests, because we need clean water. We need an environment. You understand? There are other reports, like the Kriegler report. There were good things and bad things in that report, because we can't have a Muzungu to come and tell us here how to do our own elections. But we have also got local information, knowledge, and experience about how we cannot do our elections. I just told you here right now, we compete to win that day, because the alternative is to go to a petition and wait for 5 years.
Right.
If we can reduce the period of petition, as they have done and said it should be done in 6 months, it is said, but it is not implemented. You understand? We should make a law such that if the courts cannot resolve a petition on election in 6 months, it automatically becomes invalid. And they go for elections. So we have given the judge a mandate to tatua hiyo shida within 6 months. Yeah. You understand? We open up, like I said, in America in November. So many recounts were done. Nevada, Philadelphia, Georgia. And they were done in the next 2 days. Recounts were done. They reflected generally the original results. Let me tell you, if you had done a recount of KIAMBU in 2017, gubernatorial election, you would have been surprised in what you would have found in those boxes. So when do we make those laws? We don't need Kriegler. So the BBI report, as far as I'm concerned, what we should do is weigh it. Is it generally better, making Kenya better or worse? Na nasema, ukiambiwa uende sokoni uje na mandizi mbivu, yeah, uende upate yote yameoza, lakini umeambiwa ni lazima uje
na mbivu,
utatafuta amongst the ones that are rotten, which one is less rotten? Yeah. You understand? And I'm saying this country has a lot of inequalities in terms of distribution of revenue. The only thing that would make me support BBI is if more revenue will go to where more Kenyans are, not more Kikuyus, more Kenyans.
More Kenyans.
You understand? There are counties in the Rift Valley that are seriously underfunded. There are counties in the coast that are seriously underfunded. So I'm telling my brothers and sisters in the Republic, disconnect BBI with elections. You understand? Let the country deal with BBI hapo kwa bunge. Itoeni mchambue kila chapter ambayo imeguzwa na BBI. If it is for the good of the country, vote it there in parliament overwhelmingly, unanimous. And the country moves forward. Then we have peace, government does its job, and the elections in 2022 will come. Let me tell you, Bitok, I'm not a prophet and I'm not a witch. You understand? But I see. You understand?
Yes.
there will be a president. You understand? On Wednesday, the second Wednesday of August of 2022, there will be a new president. Fact or not fact?
The fact.
Unless the end of the world is before then.
Yeah.
You know that day that we're waiting for Jesus Christ will come back. There will be no president if Jesus comes.
But if it doesn't, we'll still
There
have
will be
a
a president.
Right. The diaspora line is in. Give me the calls. Hello, good morning. Or is it good evening where you are? Hello?
Yes, it's good evening here. It's 6 p.m.
Right, it's evening there, right? Hello, very quickly. Yes,
it is.
Your comments?
Absolutely, yeah. Oh, yeah. Very quick for mine. Congratulations to KABOGO. And I think I wrote somewhere KABOGO Ameiva, and he's actually come out swinging, and really, really kudos to him. I think the only criticism of him, of which a lot of people used the other time, is to be more female friendly.
my friend, I love women, boss. I love women. Please don't mess my mind. If you say that, you're going to make me feel terrible. I love women. But you're following the rumors.
I thought I'd make you guys laugh a bit. So let's go to the issues. I think you're right on when it comes to BBI.
Right.
We separate the two issues. And if we separate the two issues, we'll be able to actually dissect and see the problems that we are not seeing now if we mix them with the politics, the cost, and any other thing that these Kenyans have talked about. Your
network is not very stable, my brother. All right. Sorry, naona uko na shida ya network. So we'll take just one call from diaspora, and then we'll take we just answer as we wind up. But I don't hold you so much.
There are people who asked you questions and you have not answered.
Yeah. Good morning. Hello?
Good morning, Mr. Bitok. This is Robert here from USA.
Yes, please. Yes, Robert. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Aya, mambo yako, biyo bro.
Good to have Mr. KABOGO in the studio today, and I'm so happy that there are so pertinent issues that he has talked about. The only problem, Mr. KABOGO, and I remember telling Mr. Bitok, is if he wants to go to heaven, he should not follow politicians. You politicians have really let us down. But the reason why I like KABOGO being on studio today is the fact that I remember, KABOGO, you were one of those people who really helped people from diaspora when COVID started. And a lot of people actually reached out to you to actually ask you for help. And you really responded very well, apart from other politicians. And you see, both of those things should have been done with the government. I will only talk about the economy and the lower cadre of people, especially called hustlers, and the way the government has actually tried as much as possible to alienate them from the economy, to the fact that now people have decided to craft a narrative of how they can be brought up as hustlers. There is no rocket science in economics. The logic of economy is supply and demand, and it doesn't change. So when you want me to sell maembe, or you want me to sell ndizi, and you cannot give me a humble time to sell that ndizi, I will not avail my ndizi. The only thing the government needs to give out is a well-leveled playing ground, so that when you're doing business, you don't pay VAT, you pay you pay. The things you pay, by the end of the day, they sum up your expense, and you'll not do any business. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And when I'm looking at how the Kenya revenue can give out tax breaks, it is actually helping anybody who wants to start a business. Because if I go get a loan of 100,000 and I want to start a business, but my expense is going to be 80,000, how am I going to go do that business?
All right, to be difficult.
Yeah, so that's the few things I have for today, and thank you very much.
Thank you so much, my brother. Salimia watu wa diaspora. Ole, we hijacked your show today. All right, we'll just stick to the question that have been asked. There's also the comments. Someone asked, what do you think about the comments of the president on traditional presidency in Kakamega?
I say, and I continue saying, even if President Kenyatta is my friend or William Ruto is my friend, when they don't do something that I disagree with, I tell it to them with respect. And this is one thing that I don't agree with President Kenyatta. Although if you ask, he will say he did not say so. He said, hata yeye anaweza kusema. You understand? But if really he meant what he wanted to say and said it, because he did say, I don't agree with him. Why does he want to lock me out of the presidency?
Because you come from
the requirement of being a president, there's nothing to do with your tribe. We are the ones who are bringing tribalism into issues of leadership. The requirements are a Kenyan citizen, right, of sound mind, yeah, with a certain level of education. You understand? Those are the requirements. There is no requirement, non-Kalenjin, non-Kikuyu. That is his, hiyo ni yake. And we don't have to follow everything else the president says, unless it is in law. You understand? So let President Kenyatta not lock me out. I am a Kikuyu born, and there is nothing I can do about it. I wish I could become all tribes and speak all languages.
Every time it's time to become something,
yes,
you can change.
I will
Today
change.
I'm a Kamba.
Yes, like a chameleon. If I go to Kamba, I can say Wasa. Wailiata. I go to Elgeyo Marakwet and say, what do you say? Chamge, I say missing. Yes, not missing too much.
Today I'm Kalenjin. I'm too proud now.
And then I say Momingala. I go to another one, I say Nabatala, you know, in Somalia, in the Somalia region. I would be happy to speak all languages, but you know it's not possible.
Sure.
But we have a common language called Swahili. When I am speaking to the nation, if I'm president, I'll speak in Swahili or English. And if I go to, why is it that these speakers, let me tell you one. Yesterday I was listening to my buddy, William Ruto, Doctor, His Excellency, in Kisii. How did he greet the people? My friend, he spoke like 7 sentences in Kisii. Great. We should all be able to do that and be happy and then move on. It is not tribes that will take Kenya to the next level. It is a unified nation. A nation whose fabric is not tribalism or favoritism. A nation which relies on merit only. A cohesive nation. Not to have selective justice. You understand? Justice for all. And justice is not only done, it must be seen to be done. You understand what I'm saying? So, in as far as the president saying that only 2 tribes have, man, what the hell? What do you mean? If you're a president, you're not a president of your tribe. Otherwise, then we will say anything a president made during his regime must be shared by the tribe. Then you become a tribal king. If I am ever going to be president, I swear to God, I will be a president for the Republic of Kenya. And that is the way it should be.
Oh, amazing.
Na mimi naona dalili. Dalili ya mvua ni mawingu.
Unakuja hivyo, naona unakuja sana.
Mimi naona dalili.
Nimeona hata si
lakini wasiniumiza wale wanaona kama nitakuwa competition. Mimi sina vitu
na mtu. Usianze kufinya mapema. Waanze kusema 1952.
Let me tell you.
Babu yako aliuma mzungu.
Let me tell you. I don't have to be president. But I would want to be in the council that makes the decisions that the president announces. And I would hate to imagine that the president's decrees are his personal decisions. It will be very wrong. It should be a decision that he has discussed with his advisors, political, economic, social, all these things put together. And if I was president, I would deal with my inner circle, and they tell me what it is they're telling me, those I listen to. And once they are gone, I would call the private sector for another meeting. You guys, this is a situation. What would you do?
All right.
Then I would put it to the analysts.
Yes.
And give us the best option out of this.
Before you even implement.
And this is what I would announce. And I like the approach by Joe Biden. He has inherited crisis that you can see in his 12 days of admin. The guy is moving in the right direction because he's guided by facts, profession, and normal thinking. The other guy was a complete ass. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Sorry, in American language, that is okay. Not here. Yeah, so, excuse me.
We were in America for 2 minutes, so
a few minutes,
we'll be back. There's another question. I think there's a question to be answered, but I think I'll use it last. But now, there's someone who asked what you would advise the president. I don't want to ask it that way. I want to ask you, you are the president today. You have 18 months left.
Yes.
You have a country that is disintegrating more, even when you're saying you want to bring it together. You have an economy that's lying, that's going down. What would you do? What did you do in 18 months?
I will put a halt first to anything that divides us. And say, guys,
what is that?
Where did we go wrong? Can we fix these problems in the next 30, 40 days?
I want you to name those things that you...
The clock is ticking. One thing, it looks like BBI is dividing us.
That's the first thing you'll stop?
I would deal with it immediately because it is a thing that is headed to take us probably to a referendum, a very divisive referendum, and after which immediately we'll be going to an election. If I was president today, I would try and stop the move to have a referendum, but push the BBI issue to be dealt with at the legislature, where we have people representing us in accordance with Article 1. That is number one. Number two, I will declare firmly so that I must leave a non-divided Kenya. Do you understand? And if there are faults of anyone who is targeting office, we should not do it in political arenas. Let the rule of law and institutions, justly so, deal with the issues that are at hand. You know, people now are being tried on Twitter. You understand? Yeah. I was seeing people telling Murkomen, you're very good on Twitter. Why are you not there representing Sonko? And, Murkomen is a straight-thinking lawyer and politician. But such a comment should trigger us. Who is now there representing Sonko? You've left it only to Dr. Hamino. You understand? I'm not saying that that's what Murkomen should do. I'm saying these comments people are making, people are telling you what they think. But why is it that we don't talk directly to the responsible people? You get? But saying Mike Sonko ameonewa, and he's my friend, and I declared he's my friend, there are things he has done he should never have done. You know? You know what I'm trying to say?
I get you, sir.
But Kenya's problems will not be solved by Uhuru Kenyatta himself. It will be solved by us. I have said openly what I think about some decisions that the president has made. Can we say so without intimidation or fear? And can he receive criticism in good faith? You understand? If I were him, the next thing I would do, I would call William.
That's the third thing now.
Yes, I would call William and say, you, young man, like he said in Bomas, I called him to form the team. And I want to challenge William. And from here, I'm going to call him. I called you and I told you to bring the team. You're aware. Ask him. Say, who you? I'm not faulting William. I don't agree with everything that the president says about William. Neither do I agree with everything that William says about the president. But I'm saying, at that point in time when he said this, your reaction, you moved from your seat to him. What did you tell him? And what has he done about what you said? Then I'll ask him, my buddy, please allow me to speak to Mr. President. I want to do a meeting with him and you. So that you guys put the interest of the nation first. And at that meeting, the next door man will be Raila Odinga. I would call him in and tell them, sasa nyinyi jamaa, wawili nyinyi. Nyinyi ndio shida. Why? Because you have crazy following, you have crazy following. But you're not controlling your following. What is it that I can do as president to create a field that is free, fair for each and every one of you and for each and every other supporter that you have? Na mkicheza twende bunge tutatengeza sheria. Kukikuwa na vita kwa mkutano yako, wewe huwezi simama rais. You must be able to control those that follow you and give space to those that do not follow you.
I disagree with you.
Yes. But if the president has interest in what will happen in the next government, we are doomed.
And he actually said, I'm not going anywhere. Said, I'm not going anywhere. I'll still be
told
around
who?
to control the peace.
He should not go anywhere. He should sit here in Kenya.
He said, I'll still be
He
here to
should
control.
sit here in Kenya
control the politics.
because there are questions. We'll ask him if he doesn't do what it is that he should do. You get?
Kuna maswali zitaulizwa.
Kuna maswali?
So hiyo number 4. Utaita baba na William.
Yes.
By the president.
Nikiwa mimi ndio rais sahihi. Ningewaita.
Sasa tumefika tunaelekea 9 months. Bado kuna 9 months. What else will you do?
Ningeita wao sasa press pale kama ile inaitwaje ile debate.
Ile boma.
Ile presidential election debate.
Yes.
Tusimame sasa hadharani. With given questions and you have 3 minutes uninterrupted. Tell us this problem, what did you do? Tell us this problem, where did it come from? We open them to the public for public discourse. You understand? When such things...
Makanyaga 10 months.
Maliza 10 months. This is only the first 2 months. Then from there, tutapata njia. Wewe ungependa tufanye nini, wewe Raila? Ndio Kenya ikae stable. Wewe William Ruto ungependa tufanye nini? Wewe Kalonzo Musyoka, what is it you are saying? Waacheni kwenda small little places making some funny statements. Nimeona Kalonzo ameambiwa sijui amefanya nini, amekimbia DCI. Ati alikula shamba ya watu. What the hell is wrong with you? Si wacha waseme tu. Ngilu huyo ashasema Kalonzo shamba yake ni mzuri. Ni kweli ilikuwa ya NYS. Ni kweli ilikuwa ya NYS. If it was, how did you get it?
Yes.
You understand? If your fellow minister went and cleaned you up, does it mean you're clean?
No, it doesn't.
This is the only country utapata mbuzi imelala, mtu ako na damu kwa mdomo, na unaona mbuzi ni kuumwa imeumwa. Unamuuliza anasema si mimi.
Sijauma kitu mimi.
Na ako na damu.
Anasema mimi ni mabuyu.
Hapana, ako na damu. Kama hii mbuzi ingesema Bitoka ameniuma.
Lakini kwa sababu najua mbuzi iongee nasema hapana sijauma hii mbuzi.
So my last point on the issue of what the president would do, my point is he should be able to reconcile the country now, not later. This narrative of the rich against the poor, I would tell William Ruto and Raila Odinga, be very careful. Because in his house, he has workers who are relatively poor. And in the same house, there is his wife, who is the commander, deputy commander-in-chief, or hopefully so. The wife may be the commander-in-chief. I don't know. But if this narrative gets to your house, is it possible that you may eat poisoned food?
That's true.
Is that where we want this country to go? We want this country to be able to create an opportunity for that worker in Raila's house to one day become a rich person through genuine business or genuine employment. If William Ruto came from a chicken seller to what he is, you understand? Why won't a milk seller become rich if the path he has used is genuine? You understand? We need to kill such narratives. I am saying give an opportunity to everyone so that they in Kenya can say, it is my BD that took me to the next level. But it is not what I'm seeing happening. I saw on video, I don't know whether it's choreographed or whatever it is, people burning tires from a tire trader and asking them, wewe umekuwa tajiri umetusaidia na nini? Is that a narrative that any normal person in Kenya would want to pursue? You understand? The oldest thing in this Bible is that the poor people and rich people were there. I don't know whether you read the Bible or you have read the Bible, Bitok.
I've read it.
They were there. Unfortunately so, even prostitutes were there. It is the oldest profession. They were there. I'm not saying I support, but they were there. Give them their space. I would not tell you to go rounding up prostitutes and killing them. I would never do that. Because it's a trade. And it is free. It is willing buyer, willing seller. Why do you want to interfere? Kama wewe kichwa yako iko sawa, unaona hiyo trade ni sawa, you involve yourself. The only bad thing with that trade ukifanya ni kuanza kuchukua wasichana hapa na kupeleka Uarabuni. And you know you're taking them to go and be slaves. That is wrong. A land of equal opportunities is what we need in this country. Finished. This other narrative should be killed and killed very fast. I am not saying that because I am rich and I have fear. I fear God only. I have no fear of anyone saying that you are rich and I'm poor. I have no fear. But that should be the least of our worries.
Sure.
And this narrative is bad. If you don't agree with me, wait and let it continue at that trend. We will have no country.
The country will collapse.
We will have no country.
All right. I want to ask you a question about someone else raised yesterday. I was having a conversation with D and
David
D. And he was telling me about the issues, and I was asking him, okay, I don't come from Central Kenya myself. So within the conversation, I asked him, there seems to be a rebellion from Central Kenya. And he was telling me people mistake the rebellion in Central Kenya. It's not political, it's economical. And then the reason why the mountain is being seen to be moving against the presidency is because there are people who have suffered more and there's leadership. I don't know what you feel is happening in Central Kenya. What is apathy? And
David D's position, I don't know to agree or disagree with it. There are some things he has said that are really true. I want to say, you agree with me that most astute, vigorous and serious business people are people from my community.
Sure.
If you go to Nyamakema and those other places where real business combined where it's done, you'll find it's them. You go to Lamu, Mombasa, Kisumu, you'll find it's them. So when the economy is not doing well because of policies of government and harassments of revenue authorities and such things, it is the people of the mountain that are suffering. So yes, partially, people are not happy with some decisions that government has made or actions that government have taken or equally not taken. But that is not the only reason. Even politics is another reason. You understand what I mean? Mm-hmm. And that's why I said, if I was president, I would call these people and kill this narrative of betrayal and call it what it is, if it is anything else. You understand? Only them know. Only them know. We are assuming. We are talking from an assumption point of view. Why can't we talk from a factual point of view? Yeah. And I said, I'm willing. I will call them. I have sent a message to my president. I said, please call me. It's important.
He has not called.
It's important. He will. It's important.
Has William called?
Oh yes, I speak to William. I speak to Tinga.
Okay.
I speak to them. I speak to Mudavadi.
And
that's why I said, Juzi, and I'm not hiding, William Ruto paid me a courtesy call at home. But when he pays me a courtesy, don't brand me Tanga.
These are friends.
When I speak to the president or I speak to Ichongwa or somebody else, don't call me the belief he has. I am a free Kenyan and free to speak to anybody. And I am hoping one day I'll be able to sit in a conference room in my house or elsewhere with these gentlemen.
And have a conversation.
And remind them you are Kenyans to start with.
You've not told me why the mountain is restless.
I have just told you the mountain is not restless. We are giving the mountain a restless name. But it is not restless. Do I look restless when I'm from the mountain? I just want to tell our people, stop panicking when small things happen. You understand?
Yes.
And I'll tell the president, you know, you will leave us here and some other person from another tribe will be president. Let's not think like Kikuyus only. First, let's think are Kenyans. But we remember we are Kikuyus. Yes. Hata wewe sahi ukipata vitu vizuri kwanza utapeleka wapi? Kama ni yako personal. Hata mimi nikiwa personal na vitu yangu nitakimbia kwa nyumba. You understand?
Nakuja nunua Kiambu nyumba hapa kwako tukae pamoja. Kuja tukae pamoja ivagenda.
By the way, majority of people who've bought homes from me are not Kikuyus.
And that's what we want actually.
It is good to feel free to live anywhere in Kenya.
Yeah.
Na mimi nitaenda Sugoi, niende Eldoret, nione ni nani ataniuliza wewe unafanya nini hapa. The Constitution of Kenya allows me to be anywhere in Kenya.
That you wish.
Yes.
Last question.
And let me tell you why. I would tell the president, do not think that when you see me with William Ruto, I'm betraying you. No. When you are friends, I was there. But we didn't have a contract that when he becomes your
enemy, we all become.
I also become. No. Ni kama ndoa. You understand? Wewe na bibi yako wakati umetuita harusi. Sinishajuana na wewe, sijui bibi na nimemjulia hapo. Hakuna contract tumekuwa na wewe mkikosana, nikutane naye street nisimsemeshe. Hapana, ukikosana hiyo ni yako. We try and bring you together. And we see, if we see that what divides you is more than what puts you together, so asunder be it. Yeah, but she will never be my enemy.
All right. Swali ya mwisho. People are asking, okay, what's your next move? Are you running for president? People have said, yeah, you should team up with William and become William Squared for 2022. What is the next move?
I've seen and heard this story of Double William for a long time. My friend, it is a possibility.
Okay.
Let me also shock my friend William. It is also a possibility that I may stand for president. Let me also shock those who are waiting for me to leave KIAMBU. My friends, ninaweza sema tu charity begins at home. What I'm doing right now, my concern is not what position I will vie for. My concern is, can we manage to put this country to become a unified Kenya? If I want to be a president in Kenya, I want to be a president of a cohesive nation. I do not want to be president of a divided nation. No, I would want to be able to work with those who want to take this Kenya to the next level before I say what I want. Don't I look healthier than I was when I was in KIAMBU? Imagine I'm 5 years older. I'm 5 years older, but I think my friends tell me, I look more relaxed.
Whatever young.
And the same money I had in my pocket then is probably the same or more. And I didn't steal. When in office, if I did anything, I did business. If you come to the county and you're a businessman and I've done something there and you think you want to do business with me, what is wrong with that?
It's no problem.
I don't have to steal. No. I don't own a building in Nairobi that I bought when I was governor. And I tell people, if you want, come. If you find anything I bought when I was there, take it. Don't even ask me where it is. Take it. But there are guys here who will tell you, I bought this building, 3 buildings in Nairobi. And the day of elections, you would never have been able to fuel your jalopy. You know what a jalopy is? Some sort of a junk. You could never fuel it.
Tetanus.
But now, you have 3 main buildings. What is this business acumen that you acquired 3, 4, 5 months after you entered office? And then the county revenue drops from 2.7 billion to 700 million. Shame on you.
Very sad. I want you to speak as you close. I want you to speak to these people that you mentioned. The President, William Ruto, and Raila Odinga. I think those are the 3 people that are now taking us.
They are very key.
So I want you to speak to the President, speak to his deputy, and then Raila Odinga. Let's start with the President. What did you tell him?
Boss, let's call these guys and have a chat.
You speak to that camera? This one.
Mr. President, let us meet and talk to these guys. Or give them a call. Tell them, guys, Kenya is greater than yourselves. Remember the saying of Professor, the late George Saitoti, there comes a time when the country is greater than any one of us. William, my friend, pick your call and call your brother. Remember the day you had white shirts and a red tie? That day is the day I long for. You worked with Tinga, 207. You remember? KICC? Call him. Where Tinga Big brother, you are the guy. You are an enigma, boss. But this time, call your two brothers. Bring your NASA brigade to the table. Let's talk Kenya. Let our discussion be the Kenya we want. And this is the message to all of you. All you guys. If you can't fix this, Kenyans will fix you. Kenyans will fix you and deny you an opportunity to lead this country. And we shall have a new beginning where all Kenyans will say, we are unified against division. God bless Kenya. God bless our motherland. God bless you all.
Thank you. Speak to Kenyans now as you sign out.
Speak to?
Wakenya.
Sasa, who was I speaking to before?
You are speaking to the 3 guys who are running the Kenyans.
No. That is my story to the whole republic. Usiwe na wasiwasi. Tuombe Mungu tupata imani ya kuweza kusukuma gurudumu Kenya mbele.
Asante sana. Thank you so much for coming in. It's always a pleasure to have you. Thank you for honoring the friendship that we have. I really appreciate. Thank you for coming in. And also, we'll never forget that you're the first person to believe in this dream.
I don't expect a paycheck from you. But when you become big, because they are Dalili Ambua and Mawinga, I want you to remember that I was one amongst the senior guests.
Wow. You actually the first to
came to your studio. Mm-hmm. Because I have places where I have built lawyers. And when they were working with me, they would come for a brief in my house or in my office. But they have become so big, even to find them is impossible.
Bro, niko chini yako.
So, nitatafuta lawyer mwingine mdogo saa hii. Juzi nikamwambia wewe Rene, wewe nanio, utakuwa wakili wangu, lakini siku ile nitakuita ukose kuja kuchukua brief. Nitakuanika.
Ndugu yangu, nimejitolea. You believed in us. You've been supporting us. You are the first person who believed in this dream. Hata camera ilikuwa shida. We kept crumbling with technical issues. I remember, and the other day actually an interview somewhere, and I really appreciate that you, and I honor you for that. And you respect friendship, and you've held on through this. Thank you so much for supporting
us. And one
us.
thing that I would support you for, it is because the initiative you have, ni mtu anataka kujijenga.
Kabisa.
Let me not call you the other name. Mtu anataka kujijenga. Because fanya bidii ya kujijenga na wengine waone wako na nafasi ya kusaidia kuinua hali yako, na wewe utasaidia wengine kuinua hali yao. Amen. You don't have to steal to progress in this country, because you have not stolen. I haven't heard where umechajiwa mahali. The next year I want to find you in a floor of a building in the city of Nairobi.
Amen.
Running your studio business.
Hallelujah.
You understand? Yes. And telling Kenyans things as they are.
Wow. I receive that prophecy in Jesus' name.
Let me also tell you equally. I know you have ambitions of becoming a politician. This is a very, very serious job, not of the faint-hearted. It makes people criminals. And those who avoid becoming criminals, they become the talk of everyone. This is a murky business. It's a very, very murky business. Because Kenyans have made it what it is.
Sure.
Also, Kenyans must stop thinking about handouts. Because utakula 500 siku ya uchaguzi. Unfortunately so, utaenda choo the next day.
5 years hakuna kitu.
Sasa choo ya siku moja imefanya ukatupa kura yako ambayo inaweza jenga taifa.
Sad.
Put your vote where it will work for you. And if you don't, you vote badly, shut up for 5 years.
Ufungue mdomo tena sikia.
Ufanywe hivyo for 5 years.
Wow. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. The guys who have been watching us, we really appreciate you. Thank you so much for always tuning in. If it's not for you, the tackle will not be there. We really appreciate you. This is the tackle, and the tackle ends now. See you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.